In our society, we will do just about anything to get out of pain. Being in pain absolutely sucks. And if someone offers you a quick fix to get out of pain, most people will jump at that chance for that. And the go-to treatment is cortisone shots. Unfortunately, we don't consider the long-term ramifications of only getting rid of the pain and not actually fixing the problem. Worse is the people we should trust the most, the doctors, aren't properly informing us of the long-term consequences of these shots. Even worse, they are profiting more on the back end as you get worse. No conspiracy theories here today, just some real facts on why you should never get a cortisone shot in any situation. I hope you enjoy the show. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Peak Injury Solutions podcast. Dr. Matt Maggio here. We are on episode 5. Cortisone shots are garbage, and so are the doctors giving them. So let's get right into it. We all want to get out of pain. When we're in pain, pain sucks. It takes so much from you. And as humans, it's built deep into our evolutionary nature. I use a big word there, evolutionary nature. And we only think about the short-term situation and don't think about the long-term effects. You know, our big thing, why we thrived as a species is to seek pleasure and avoid pain. And that's built into our DNA for millions and millions of years. So when we're in pain, we want to get the hell out of pain as quick as possible because pain sucks. It takes so much from you, especially if you're dealing with chronic pain. It just eats at you every day and just beats you up. But we never think about the long-term effects, and our body doesn't do that either. So a funny story from The Simpsons. There's a episode back, I don't remember when it was, but Homer is chugging vodka and eating a jar of mayonnaise. And he says, well, this doesn't really matter right now. This is future Homer's problem. And it's funny in the situation, but think about that. He's not thinking about the long-term effects of what's happening. And that's what happens with cortisone shots. So here's some real facts on cortisone. They make things worse. It's been proven. It's been showed over and over and over again in studies and research that repeated cortisone shots actually degenerate the tendon. They cause more problems in the bone. They do a lot of bad things. Like cortisone was really cool when it came out back in like the 1940s. It was like a miracle drug for inflammation, but it really started messing people up. It doesn't make you better. It makes you feel better, but that's it. But it didn't fix anything, and it actually makes things worse in the long run. Think of this as like a check engine light. Say your check engine light came on. That's your car's way of saying, hey, I got a problem. And you just said, fuck it, pulled the check engine light and didn't do anything, and then just kept flooring it and redlining it, and then your engine blew up, and you're like, why did this happen? That's what happens with a cortisone shot. Think about that. You're getting rid of pain, but you're not fixing anything. Doctors are the worst at this. They're not informing us of the real cost of it. And I honestly believe they're doing it on purpose to justify a bigger payday down the road. Yeah, we forget that medicine is a huge business. And a lot of times for people to get approved for more expensive surgeries, they have to do some check boxes for the insurance company. And I talked about this in the last episode about physical therapy and going through the check boxes and how the doctors own these clinics. But then they have to do cortisone shots and do things because they can justify a bigger surgery down the road. That's pretty fucked up. Yeah, it is. So one more analogy, because I'm feeling analogies today. It's kind of like a cortisone shot is kind of like you took a cash advance on your credit card. Okay. Now it might help you in the short term if you need some cash, but the interest rates and what you're going to pay on the back end is going to cost you so much more. But the problem is you're not getting informed by the doctor of those consequences. They don't do that. They're not informing you. They're not giving you an informed consent of what can happen. They're like, yeah, we'll give you this cortisone shot and you'll feel good. You're like, fuck it, I'll do it. It's a doctor. They must have my best interest in mind. And they don't. Trust me, there are good doctors out there, but there's so many shitty ones out there too. And any treatment that only gets rid of pain and doesn't improve your function is downright dangerous. So some solutions. Number 1, ask some questions of your doctor before doing it. Ask about the side effects. What will happen if you get it? Getting rid of pain and doing that, is it going to be a bigger problem? Next, think about the future self, your future self. I do this thing and I learned it from a doctor named Peter Attia. And basically it's called the 95-year-old Olympics in 95-year-old Olympics. And essentially you should put everything through a filter of how you're going to be when you're 95 years old. So like, is this going to help me when I'm 95 or not? Like, should I do this crazy exercise or this workout or this cortisone shot? Think about how you're going to be when you're older. And you see these old people walking around, they're fucking miserable and they didn't think about their future. Number 2, if you do get one, say you do, you're like, fuck it, I'm going to get a cortisone shot. I'm going to do it. It isn't a green light to go out and do all the dumb shit that you were doing there in the first place that got you into that problem. Number 4, find a functional-based solution provider. And the best in the world are the Peak Method trained providers. There's a link in the show notes to those providers. Find one in your area. They can help you functionally get out of pain so you don't have to resort to these bad things like cortisone shots and pain pills. Number 5, get multiple opinions and do your own research. Because at the end of the day, nobody is going to care more about your health than you will, especially if somebody's livelihood and the money they make is based off what procedures they do. They're going to have a lot of bias in there. And lastly, if your mental health is tied to getting exercise, going crazy, even though it's destroying you, it might be time to admit you have a bigger problem and talk to a therapist. I do therapy myself, and it has helped me on so many levels. Exercise is important. It's great for your mental well-being, but if it's destroying your body, it's actually counterproductive and it isn't healthy. So that's all I got for today. Appreciate you guys listening. We're getting more and more downloads from all over the place, which encourages me to continue to do this podcast. So if you know anyone that this can help, share it with them. Get the help you need. And honestly, make your health your number one priority, because your body and your health is all you really have. And at the end of the day, if you start to lose that health, it's really hard to get back. That's all I got for today. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.